What do Final Fantasy 15, GTA 5, Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, and Kingdom Hearts 3 have in common? They're not on the Wii U!
Hello?
Joking aside, the constantly decreasing third-party support for the Wii U has slowly been killing the console, and is a serious wake-up call for Nintendo. With the NX on the horizon, they must once and for all prove that they can be a serious contender against the PlayStation and Xbox. However, in this situation, first-party and selected third-party exclusives will not be enough. Nintendo must have solid third-party support. Before we get over to this episode's serious and demanding topic, let's handle a couple of recent rumors about the system.
However, we have one proper news story to bring to you. AMD's Q1 earnings call appears to have pointed out the launch window for Nintendo's Next, as they mention in the report an estimated 15% revenue increase in Q2 of 2016, due to 3 semi-custom system-on-chip (SoC), which are largely used in leading consoles in recent years, pointing that one of the 3 could be for the Nintendo NX. Other reports suggest that AMD could be building 2 of these for the NX, for a portable device and home console. The other one has been linked to PS codename Neo, Sony's upgraded PS4 that is rumoured to have stronger GPU, CPU, and RAM. With Emily Rogers debunking some of the most recent NX hardware specification rumours. Here is what multiple sources close to Nintendo are telling me about NeoGAF's 10K's hardware rumours. The gimmick is made up, GPU is wrong, power level is wrong. The specs on the NX are good, but a lot of the information being shared in this thread is incorrect. I was told that the NX has good specs, but the info in this thread on the GPU and power level is just not correct. Sorry to burst everyone's hype.
In other words, we will have to wait until Nintendo has some information to share when it comes to specifications. We're just getting started with Emily Rogers, as more information regarding a screen-based controller and an NX first-party blowout was posted on her blog, link in the description, last week.
According to her sources close to Nintendo, the NX's big fundamental focal point is to vastly increase software output from Nintendo's first-party teams and studios, which interestingly enough were restructured last year. Nintendo EAD and SPD merging to Nintendo EPD, and with it unannounced Wii U titles were moved over to the NX. Interestingly enough, the entire process of software development has been radically changed to release new first-party software more rapidly than in past years. But do keep in mind that all these are just rumours, which may or may not turn out to be true. Keep calm with your salt and carry on. E3 is less than 2 months away. With that out of the way, it's time to talk about third parties, as the NX will need these in order to survive, no matter how great the first party lineup will be. You can blame the third party Sahara on Nintendo's systems on insufficient and at this point severely outdated hardware. But you can't deny that Nintendo's effort of supporting third party developers has been a weak one.
You just need to listen to Bethesda's Pete Hines to see what the problem is. If you're just going sort of deciding, we're going to make a box, and this is how it works, and you should make games for it, well, no is my answer. I'm going to focus on the other ones that better support what it is we're trying to do. They should do what Sony and Microsoft have done with Bethesda for a long time, in regards to keeping developers in the loop in regards to its console. If Nintendo desires the NX to be successful, then they need to listen to other developers and fit to their demands, not vice versa. After all, it is called third-party support for a reason. This means that they need to realize that underpowered hardware, gimmicky and motion-based controllers, and different system architecture makes them uninteresting in the eyes of third-party developers. Another problem is Nintendo's negative attitude towards mature-rated games, which is a problem as a majority of games coming from renowned third-party developers are M-rated. Bayonetta 2 is a rare exception, but marketing-wise we haven't seen Nintendo advertising third-party M-rated games in any way or form. Sony and Microsoft do constantly advertise third-party titles coming to their systems, as you need to have games that can fill out the droughts you otherwise will have between each first-party release.
To be fair, Nintendo did attempt to build relations with Platinum through Bayonetta 2 and Sega with... never mind. But this kind of support of third-party developers must be the norm, not the exception for the NX. The reason why the Wii U has been struggling is simple. If you decide to play something different than Nintendo's IPs on the system, you're not likely to find quality titles. If the NX will go down the same path, then it will cause even greater financial turmoil for Nintendo than the Wii U did, as many do not buy the system due to lack of other games than the ones Nintendo themselves can offer. In other words, the system architecture and controller are crucial. But even if they get this straight, it is likely that some third-party developers such as Bethesda with the next Elder Scrolls, Rockstar with Red Dead Redemption 2, might still say no to the NX. In this case, what third-party publisher should they have on board?
If one, then Square Enix. Where Ubisoft, EA, Activision and Capcom have been going completely down the garbage trail these last couple of years, Square Enix seems to be resurging as the powerhouse they once were, with Game of the Year contenders such as Final Fantasy XV, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out in these next months and years. Just imagine Nintendo extending their Smash Bros cooperation by going up on stage at E3 this year and announcing that after 20 years Square Enix is returning back to the Big N in the NX. With it, they might bring a third-party lineup we haven't witnessed since the GameCube era, with such IPs as Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, Just Cause, Hitman and many more. Games that could make the NX into the only system you'll need for the next generation.
Nevertheless, if Nintendo could get their deal together and bring back third parties on a massive scale to the NX to rival Sony and Microsoft, then they could have an indestructible system on their hand with all of Nintendo's first-party masterpieces and a wide line of solid third-party games, turning Nintendo NX into a powerhouse like no other on the market and crush the competition. The issue, they would need to gain support from respected developers such as Square Enix, Bethesda, Rockstar, Ubisoft, CD Projekt Red, From Software, Kojima Productions, and many more. Some of them they have alienated in the past. As mentioned by Bethesda's Pete Hines, Nintendo needs to listen to third parties when developing the hardware. In the end, the NX's success will in many ways depend on the hardware and PR.
That is why we will give you the following choice for the next episode of Nintendo NX News: hardware specifications or marketing PR. Vote by commenting under the video. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Nintendo NX News. If you enjoyed it, then please give it a like, share, comment and favorite, and most importantly, subscribe to not miss any episodes on our highway to E3 2016. Also, do not forget to subscribe to Zeltik, who joined me for this episode of Nintendo NX News. And next week we will go deep into Zelda and Zelda Wii U. Until then, this was the Commonwealth Realm
and Zeltik,
and we will see you girls and guys next week.
Time for a special announcement!